What's up guys, my name is Kar and in this vlog I'm gonna give you the rundown on some of the best things to do in Tokyo. Up first, Shibuya Scramble. Of course, this one is a classic and often one of the first things people go see in Tokyo. My tip to you is to go here twice, once during the day and once at nighttime. This place really lights up in the dark and it's a definite cool spot to make some Instagram-worthy pictures. Number 2, 3D Billboard. While you're already at Shibuya Scramble, don't forget to look up. There's a cool 3D billboard here that you should definitely see. This is one of 3 3D billboards in Tokyo. Number 3, Yoyogi Park. Yoyogi Park is one of Tokyo's most popular parks. You can go here for a nice walk, a picnic, or go check out the cherry blossom in spring. This park features massive lawns, ponds, and big forests, so if you're trying to escape the hustle and the bustle of the big city, this is the place to go. During the year, the park also features plenty of dance and music festivals, so definitely have a check on Yoyogi Park events if that's your cup of tea. Number 4, the Meiji Jingu Shrine. This can easily be combined with Yoyogi Park as the shrine lies inside the park. At the Meiji Jingu Shrine, you can explore the shrine, make an offering, buy a protective Buddhist charm, or draw an oracle. I drew my oracle here and the poem that I got was strangely accurate. Also make sure to visit the nearby sake barrel wall, which is super picturesque and beautiful. Number 5, visit an animal cafe. Tokyo is famous for its many animal cafes, ranging from tiny pigs to cats, hedgehogs, owls, Shiba dogs, birds, or even snakes. This is definitely an experience you can't miss in Tokyo. It's reasonable, of course, to have ethical concerns about these places, so please check out reviews and information on their websites beforehand on how the animals are treated. I went to the Hairy Hedgehog Cafe in Harajuku, which was a super fun experience. If you want to see more on this, check out my episode linked above. Number 6, Omoide Yokocho. Omoide Yokocho, also known as Memory Lane or even called Piss Alley, is one of the most popular places in the city for food and drinks. Omoide Yokocho is a great spot for both lunch and dinner. It's famous for its izakayas, which are small platters of food, or yakitori, skewers of meat. This place basically serves all the traditional goodies of Japan. Entering Omoide Yokocho, you see lots of lanterns and smoke coming out from the tiny food stalls. Omoide Yokocho looks a bit grungy, but is a fantastic place to wind down and have a bite to eat after a long day of exploring. Number 7, Golden Gai. At nighttime after 8 p.m, head over to the Golden Gai area. This area is strangely similar to Omoide Yokocho but focuses more on drinks and cocktails. This area is comprised of 6 streets and has hundreds of tightly packed and scruffy looking bars. Half of the experience is wandering through these narrow streets and the other half is enjoying a drink inside one of these bars with the other 2 or 3 people that fit inside. This is one of those experiences you just cannot miss in Tokyo. If bar hopping is your thing, this may not be the right area for you. Drinks are quite expensive here and most bars have a cover charge on top of that. Also, be advised, some bars don't even allow tourists and are for locals only. But if you're looking to meet some people during your travels in Japan, then Golden Gai is the right spot for you. It's quite impossible to not connect to other people when you're crammed into 3 square meters together with some fine drinks. Number 8, a 3D billboard. This 3D billboard is located in Shinjuku and I happened to stumble upon this just by walking around in this area and noticing everybody looking up and filming. Needless to say, this 3D billboard is called Shinjuku Vision and features a huge cat floating in the air. You can even hear the sounds the cat makes echoing through the streets. Every few months they change the visuals and so far it has featured a panda, a cat and the Death Star. Number 9, arcades. Tokyo is famous for its many game centers. Think of crane games, virtual reality gaming, video games, sports games, shooting games, and music-related games. These places appeal to both Japanese people and tourists, and you'll often find Japanese youngsters playing some games after school. These arcades are usually painted in super bright colors, blaring loud music, and featuring hundreds upon hundreds of games to pick from. Some of the most famous chains in Tokyo are Taito, Bandai Namco, or Round 1. Great areas in Tokyo to play some games are Akihabara or Shinjuku. Needless to say, the crane games are super addictive, but you never ever win. The only game that I ever got lucky with is the one where you put 100 yen in and a ball comes out with a tiny collectible inside. A game center is not one floor, but rather a building of a few floors with endless options for each customer. Other things that these arcades will feature are vending machines with toy collections and the popular purikura, which are the quirky photo booths where you can make funny pics with your friends. Number 10. Takeshita Dori. Takeshita Dori is a 400 meters long pedestrian street known for its wacky, quirky and youth-driven shops selling all sorts of crazy and colorful clothing and accessories. This street is famous for the eccentricity displayed by the locals, and it's not unusual to spot the street and cosplay style of Japan here. The most common fashion style you will see here is the kawaii style, which means cute. Kawaii is actually much more than just a word and encompasses a large portion of Japanese culture. A fun thing to do in Takeshita Dori is to dress up in one of the many kawaii stores this area has. Takeshita Dori is also known as the place to indulge your sweet tooth. Here you can get the famous rainbow cotton candy, the rainbow cheese sandwich, and the delicious sugary crepes. Number 11. Akihabara. This area is super cool to see, and you will wander around here for hours just like I did. Some spots that you should most definitely not skip out on are the M's Adult Store, which is the biggest adult store in Tokyo. You'll be guaranteed to drop some oohs and ahs when making your way through this 7-story building. Also visit one of the many maid cafes this area houses. This is such a fun experience and kinda weird too, but expect girls in baby doll dresses that are your waiters and food that looks so damn cute you may not want to eat it. Also have a gander at the countless anime, manga and pop star related stores in this area. Number 12. Tokyo Skytree. If you want to see a killer view of Tokyo, go check out the Tokyo Skytree. And if you happen to be there on a sunny day with blue skies, then you'll be in luck and spot Mount Fuji from here. Talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone, huh? This is a very cool way to see Tokyo and to realize how massive this city actually is. A few other places in Tokyo to get incredible views from are the Tokyo Tower or Shibuya Sky. I recommend going here a little while before sunset so you get that gorgeous orange glow on the horizon. The tower has 2 observation decks, the Tembo deck and the Tembo Gallery, which differ a little bit in price, and I also recommend booking in advance so you don't have to wait in line to buy your entrance ticket. Number 13. The Senso-ji Temple. Obviously, one of the first temples on your list to visit in Tokyo should be the famous Senso-ji Temple. This is arguably the most popular temple in Tokyo and probably the one that's photographed the most. I decided to visit this temple at nighttime in order to have less crowds, and it did not disappoint. One of the most popular things to do here is to rent a kimono and wander around the temple and make some iconic Japanese pictures. If you also want to indulge in some souvenir shopping or trying out some traditional Japanese snacks, it's best to go here during the daytime when the stores on the long shopping street running up to the shrine are still open. All in all, I explored this area for about an hour and a half, soaking in everything this temple had to offer, and believe me, there is plenty to see and explore. Also, don't skip the incense burner in front of the main hall. People take their hands and direct the incense smoke over their body in order to cleanse and heal. Number 14. Ameyoko Yokocho. If you're digging a vibrant market with people yelling prices of their finest goods on their stands, this is the spot for you. This market features an above-ground market and an underground market as well. You can buy all sorts here, ranging from souvenirs to clothing, bags, shoes, cosmetics, fresh seafood, spices, and much, much more. This is a great place to find a good bargain. So, do not pass up on this market if you're in for a nice shopping spree at some really great prices. Or just have a walk around to experience the bustling Japanese market vibes and stop for a quick bite to eat some typical Japanese snacks. Number 15. Ueno Park. Ueno Park is the perfect place to wind down and go for a nice stroll around, but there's literally so much to do here. Some of the more popular activities are to visit the zoo or one of the many museums such as the Tokyo National Museum, the Museum of Nature and Science, or the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum. This park is also really famous for its cherry blossom trees in the spring. Number 16. Nezu Shrine. This beautiful shrine can be easily combined with Ueno Park as it's not far from here. This is a truly wonderful place to visit. Nezu Shrine is one of Japan's oldest shrines, so you can really soak up the history here. On top of that, the shrine is really picturesque and surrounded by lush greenery, hundreds of beautiful colorful azalea flowers, and scores of small vermilion red torii gates beautifully lined up to make tunnel effects. Number 17, TeamLab Planets. I can't say enough positive things about this museum, and it really lives up to the hype. This was literally so much fun and we spent hours here. All the rooms are immersive, super interactive and really fun. And this is also a must if you're looking for those killer Instagram pictures. I would recommend going here early in the morning or 2 to 3 hours before closing time. It can get really crowded during the daytime. And make sure you're there for at least 2 hours for this entire experience. Also, don't forget to buy your ticket online way in advance as they sell out super quickly. Also, there are 2 TeamLab museums in Tokyo. One is called Planet and the other one is called Borderless. Unfortunately, when I was there, Borderless was closed, so I had to choose Planet, but both are equally cool with amazing installations. So, what are you waiting for, girls? Grab your hubbies and force them to make endless pics of you in these Insta-worthy art rooms. Number 18, take a bullet train. Obviously, there are a few experiences that one should do when they're in Japan, and very high on that list is taking a bullet train. The popular route that most visitors take goes from Tokyo to Kyoto, which will take around 2.5 hours and cost you around 100 euros. But this is well worth the experience of you sitting on this train that feels like it's literally floating. In my trip to Japan, I took a bullet train to Nagano from Tokyo and opted for Grand Class, which was quite a bit more expensive but well worth the experience. Also, whilst you're at it, don't forget to buy a famous Ekiben train lunchbox. These are delicious snack boxes that look so good you almost don't want to spoil it by eating it. Other than that, just sit back, look at the views and enjoy the ride. Number 19, the notorious Suicide Forest. When you're in Tokyo, you should plan a few day trips, and if you're heading into the direction of Mount Fuji, you may as well pass by this beautiful forest, which is not far from some of the vantage points of Mount Fuji. Aokigahara Forest is a wonderful place to hike and enjoy the nature, and I strongly recommend you visit this forest. It features thick, luscious trees and greenery, and it looks quite whimsical with all the tree roots sticking out of the ground due to the underlying lava. Or if you just want to experience this forest because of its name and background, that's up to you, of course. One tip, do not stray from the path. You can easily get lost here if you do. And there are also some caves that you can visit in this forest, the Narusawa Ice Cave or the Fugaku Wind Cave. Number 20, Mount Fuji. Do not be mistaken, this is a definite number 1 activity to do in Japan. Visiting Mount Fuji, or at least spotting her, was one of the most important things on my list, and when I did see her, I was euphoric. Also because it was a really cloudy day when we took this day trip, so I recommend checking out the weather beforehand and making sure it's a sunny day with blue skies. To spot Mount Fuji, there are several vantage points to choose from. We opted for Kawaguchiko and the Chureito Pagoda Shrine, but there are plenty of places to pick from. Another fun experience is to stay the night at one of these vantage points and experiencing Mount Fuji during sunrise or sunset. Or, if you're really a die-hard fan of Mount Fuji, then climbing it is also an option. Save the best for last, number 21, food. Japan has so many delicious foods and I advise you try them all, or as many as you can really. I didn't do that much research on food before I went to Japan, so I kinda just stumbled across these dishes, but some of my favorites were soba noodles, tonkatsu and shabu shabu. So definitely don't skip these when you're in Japan, and bon appétit! Thanks for watching another episode, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment if you can, or go check out more episodes about my travels abroad. Ciao!